Hello everyone, the Flying Scotsman here, and welcome to another pre-op video. Like I said, I was going to take a break, but still waiting on the date, so, you know, basically I'm in the mode of, if I feel like making a video, or if I've got something that I should do a video of, then I will do. Have had my pre-op though, at the time of recording, and apparently I'm all clear to go, so now I'm just waiting on the actual date. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Jeremy Hunt, and all the other Tory tosspots in Westminster for making drastic cuts to the NHS, thanks to the Barnett formula. We've got to make similar cuts as well, although the Scottish Government have been doing a fantastic job, I must say, of trying to mitigate a lot of those cuts. So, you know, certainly quite happy with what they're doing, although there is always room for improvement, as with everything in life. And yeah, kind of the sort of lesson that I learned when I was about 10 years old, and my form tutor was obsessed with giving us targets to work on, and if we worked on them, it'd be like, oh, well, that's good, you've completed that one, now here's another one. It's like, are we going to be done with these? No, you're not. It's like, oh, for goodness sakes. Anyway, what do we have here? Well, okay, my living room kind of looks like PC Building Simulator in real life. It's a good game, actually. Should try it out when it goes on sale. And the reason for it looking like PC Building Simulator is because I bought 2 MIDI tower cases. Why have I done that? Well, I've decided... Well, first of all, I've got a new computer project that I'm going to be starting probably after the surgery. That's kind of been helped out by, Billy Corey's going to send me his old 8-bit board from the original Mark 1 Carolina Flyer with a Pentium 2 400 MHz, LMO3 approved, and I'm going to hopefully put a Voodoo card in there. I think I've got a couple. Don't know if they work though, but I hope they do, so I can put one of them in. It's an AGP card, Voodoo 2000. Drop it in, and there we go. You know, make me a nice Pentium 2 build to replace the Compact Presario 4620, which unfortunately died on me last year. Second of all, I decided that I'd like to change the case that the Flying Scots machine is in again. I know. I just don't think the case that I'm using, that I got from Maplin, is really doing the machine justice, if I'm going to be completely honest. So I've decided to probably, you know, take it to the office, and then maybe I'll be able to repurpose it somewhere else. So without further ado, let's crack open one of these boxes, because I know I've got the machine for at least one of these cases. Hopefully the boxes will be a wee bit bigger than what the cases are, so then they're not taking up as much room. And I'll be able to at least test fit it down next to the Presario 2240. So, usual kind of safety precautions with this one. If you're the sort of person who thinks a no-deal Brexit is a good idea for Scotland, you probably should get a responsible adult to do this for you. Also, it's a good idea to be alert if you're messing about with, well, you should never mess about with them, but if you're using sharp knives or scissors, it's a good idea to be nice and alert. So I would advise on a cup of tea. Now this is where I would normally take a cup of tea, but I've just had one actually. I was upstairs doing something for my neighbour on their computer. So anyway, let's get on with this, shall we? These scissors, I think I got them quite cheaply. I can't even mind where. Might have been Aldi, might have been Pound Stretcher, and they're a bit past their best. Kind of, I reckon they actually could need filed or honed, or whatever it is you do. Now both of these boxes say Mesh MIDI tower on them, but the thing is I didn't actually didn't actually order mesh cases, and it's I'm sorry. You gotta take a look at this. What the hell? What the hell? Honestly, I would expect that to be printed and stuck in a package from Elmo 3 or something. Like just a wee derpy wee derpy picture. Anyway. Right, so it looks like the real cases are here. So yeah, these mesh towers do look a bit too modern. You know what I mean? I'm very old-fashioned. I want 5 1/4 inch drive bays. But then again, these are getting old-fashioned computers built into them, and I know there's going to be a lot of people going, well, you can really make a Pentium 2 look like a Pentium 2, and you can make a Pentium 3 look like a Pentium 3. And get me out of any of this modern case bollocks. That's just no right, is it? Easy now, gangster boy. Right. So, now, these are the two cases, and as you've probably guessed, now they're a wee bit smaller. Look at that. So what I can tell you is at least they weren't completely packed into the mesh boxes, and hopefully if these are new cases they'll have all the original packaging around them. So apparently this is a series Gangster. Gangster FCBOS02A. Intel Core 2 Quad Systems, AMD x86 Core 2 Quad Core Systems. I thought AMD CPUs were 64-bit, generally speaking, especially the quad cores. So we take a look. These cases are Avenge power, apparently. So series Gangster. Yeah, basically what I said. And then there's yeah, Avenge power. And then you've got that that derpy guy on there. So let's unbox one of the cases. We should do that. So I got these cases, I think, for £19 each, knocked down from, I think it was 22. So I bought 2 of them. Obviously I tried lowballing the guy at first, didn't take it, but eventually on my 3rd try he had a deal with me. So I just took it and I was like, yeah, that's fine. So I guess with this, I will have to go upside down the way. Oops. So, here's a case. Not quite ready to take the plastic wrap off of it just yet, but I'll show you around it from what I've seen. So we've got, I think, 4 drive bays, external, 5 1/4. And we've got a couple of USB 2 ports, headphone and microphone, power switch. Got thumb screws, power supply goes in up at the top, and there's even a wee fan, I think. Yeah, they've installed a fan. It'll just be a cheap basic one. The I/O shield is the classic PC98 layout. There you go. And yeah, that's it. Actually, I think my boyish excitement has gotten the better of me, and I think I'm actually going to take the cellophane or the plastic off. Nice. There's even a 3.5-inch drive bay. That is fantastic. So I've got somewhere for the floppy disk drive to go. Now I know that my Pentium 2 board, Pentium 3 board has front USB support in it, front USB support. If I could say that about the, not sure that I can say that about setting up the Pentium 2 system, but at some point I would like to get a USB 1 card that does support it. So I guess can have a wee look in the case. We've got some quite weird looking drive bays here. Smell of new PC, love it. So let's have a look at the case fittings. AC97, we have that. HD audio. USB. Yeah, this is a block connector, so one of the USB ports probably will not work with this board, with my board, because of the way the USB is wired. They've kind of done it wrong. Oh, there's a Molex mode, I think. Do I? I'm not sure I do, actually. There is a Molex cable at the front here. That's quite interesting. I thought it would have been at the back. There's one at the back as well, so maybe there's a fan in front. There's room for a motherboard, I would hope. And then getting the drives out, quite easy with these wee mounts. And I think there's actually enough mounts for all the drives. Yeah, there's quite a lot of drive bays in there. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 3.5-inch drive bays. One of which is an external, and 4 5.25-inch drive bays. So I could quite easily get another one of these and use it for a server. And that genuinely is kind of food for thought at this point. Just having a look at any of the goodies I've got in here. Screws, that's always good. I wonder if I've got a nice wee bunch of standoffs. And then I've got a wee dossier for the actual case itself, Gangster Series installation guide. So it kind of shows you how I think you put everything all together. So there you have it. This is an easy now gangster boy case. So there you have it. I don't think I'll be filming the transfer of the Flying Scots machine to this case. Might film the Pentium 2 build. I mean, I know I probably should. Oh look, it's got the Prescott Ready hole. Not sure that's going to make any difference, especially not in the Pentium 2. Because that's a cartridge! Rather than a round thing. Well, yeah. Probably have a fan. I can't remember. Pentium 2s usually have heat shrouds, which will be quite useful, to go to the fan and back. I also know that I probably should have a. Yeah, probably know that. I probably should have a shroud. So yeah. And now And now, please join me as I try to figure out how to get this case back together and work out what the PCI slot situation is. Ah, good. I think this is one-time use PCI blanks. Isn't that just marvellous? I mean, yeah, it means you get to throw them away, but if you ever want to take out a PCI card or change the system in any way, then you've got to buy blanks. But it's a 22 quid case. What do you want? Seriously. Thankfully does not come with a power supply. But hey, wouldn't it be better if it came with a power supply? No, it wouldn't. And I'll tell you for how. If you pay like, for a case, let's say even like a 40-50 quid case, and it came with a power supply, how much do you think the manufacturer will have spent on that, on the components in that? Considering that obviously they are selling it to you as a, markup. Right, and now we are on the bit of the video where, for some reason, I can't get the thumb screws back in. This is fun. This is fun. This is what we like about computers. Everything gets to kind of try your patience. This side of the case doesn't seem to. I mean, it looks like it's in all the way. I think, but there's quite a gap. There we go. There we go. So, this will be the new home of the Flying Scots machine. I think, I don't think it says Gangster on the case, it says Avenge Power. It's quite a cool phrase. Unlike Easy Now Gangster Boy. But there you have it. The Avenge Power Gangster series case. Medi Tower thing. I like it. I mean, obviously, it's quite cheap, it's quite light, but, you know, I mean, for an old computer, it's actually, I would say, it's perfect. I can see a wee button on the top. Is that a reset button? I think it is. That actually is a reset button. That's kind of nice. I hope it is anyway. It means I don't have to go, you know, powering down the machine just to power it back up again, which is always welcome. So, well, I'm probably going to go off to sleep now, I think, and that'd be interesting if I could remove these front ports and put another thing there, like a zip drive or something. I mean, obviously on the Pentium 3, they'd be quite useful, but on the Pentium 2, totally extraneous. But hey-ho. Anyway, thank you for watching this video, and please all join me for my next one, whenever that might be. Cheery bye.